Hello and welcome to Bipolar Talks, the channel where we speak mindfully about mental health topics that are often misunderstood, misrepresented, or even ignored in everyday conversations. I am truly grateful that you are here, because by choosing to listen to this, you are taking a step toward understanding something very real and very important. Before we start, I gently ask you to like this video, leave a comment sharing your thoughts, subscribe to our channel, and share this episode with someone who might need to hear it. Every single interaction helps us spread awareness, break stigma, and reach people who might be silently struggling right now. Are you ready to open your heart and step into the inner world of someone living with bipolar disorder? Stay tuned because what you'll hear today might change how you see this condition forever. What is it like to live with bipolar disorder every single day? Have you ever paused to wonder what it feels like to be inside the brain of a person living with bipolar disorder? It's not just a matter of feeling happy one moment and sad the next. It's a completely different way of experiencing emotions, thoughts, and reality itself. For those who do not live with this condition, it might be difficult to fully imagine, because bipolar disorder does not simply adjust moods slightly. Instead, it can completely take over emotional responses, making feelings so strong, so vivid, and so overpowering that logic often has no say in the matter. While each individual's journey is unique and shaped by personal history, one analogy helps capture the essence. Living with bipolar disorder is like having a powerful, uncontrollable virus installed in your brain's emotional system. This virus rewrites the very code that governs your thoughts and reactions, leaving you at the mercy of feelings that grow louder and louder until they drown out everything else. Can you imagine what it's like when emotions no longer follow rules or limits, but instead dominate everything you do and think? Keep listening because this is only the beginning of the story, the brain's mood computer, and how bipolar disorder disrupts it. Our brain is an extraordinary machine, and one of its key components, the hippocampus, plays a major role in regulating mood and storing memory. In someone with bipolar disorder, this part of the brain does not work as smoothly as it should. It's almost like having a central computer that suddenly starts receiving corrupted commands. Normally, emotions flow in a balanced way, rising and falling gently as life unfolds. But in bipolar disorder, these emotional signals are amplified or distorted, causing reactions that are far more intense than what most people ever experience. Imagine what it feels like to have fear that surges like a tidal wave, happiness that explodes like fireworks, sadness that weighs as heavy as concrete, and energy that burns like an endless fire, all happening without a clear reason or a way to control it. It's as if someone hacked into the brain's operating system and is constantly changing the settings, leaving the person trapped in a storm of unpredictable feelings. Have you ever felt like your emotions were so strong they almost became physical, like they were taking over your body? That's the reality for many living with bipolar disorder. Let's go deeper. Mania. When life feels limitless yet overwhelming. Now let's talk about mania, one of the hallmark experiences of bipolar disorder. Imagine the first time you fell deeply and passionately in love. The kind of love where your heart beats fast, your energy soars, and everything feels brighter and more alive. Now, take that feeling and multiply it over and over until it becomes so intense that it almost feels unreal. That is what mania can be like. During mania, people may feel unstoppable, overflowing with ideas, creativity, and energy. They may sleep only a few hours and still wake up feeling charged with life. The world feels limitless, and opportunities seem endless. But this high can also be dangerous, because the brain loses its natural brakes. Impulsive decisions, risky behaviors, and overwhelming confidence can lead to consequences that the person may not fully see at the time. And when someone tells us to calm down or snap out of it, it's like telling a teenager to stop feeling their first love. Impossible, because the feeling is too strong, too real, and far beyond logic. Can you picture emotions so powerful that they push you to do things you never thought you would? Hold on, because the opposite extreme is even more intense. Bipolar depression. When the light completely disappears. On the other side of the spectrum lies bipolar depression, and it is as devastating as mania is exhilarating. This is not just feeling sad. It's a darkness that swallows everything. Imagine experiencing heartbreak so deep it physically hurts, and then imagine feeling that pain not for a day, but for weeks or months as if it is stuck on repeat. The world loses its color, food loses its taste, and even getting out of bed feels like climbing a mountain. Every single moment is heavy, and hope seems out of reach. During these episodes, many people with bipolar disorder feel like they are drowning while everyone else around them is breathing just fine. This pain is not only emotional but also physical. It drains energy, clouds thinking, and can make even the simplest tasks unbearable. It is this relentless suffering that explains why bipolar disorder carries one of the highest suicide rates among all mental illnesses. Have you ever felt sadness so overwhelming that you thought it would never end? Multiply that feeling many times, and you might begin to understand bipolar depression. Let's continue. The emotional roller coaster. Every feeling on maximum volume. But the story does not stop at mania and depression. People with bipolar disorder experience a wide spectrum of emotions, and all of them are turned up to the highest setting. Anger can explode like a volcano. Fear can paralyze like ice. And anxiety can grip the chest so tightly it feels impossible to breathe. Even addictive urges, panic attacks, or bursts of irrational energy can strike without warning. This emotional intensity is exhausting because the brain never seems to rest. The highs are too high, the lows are too low, and everything in between feels like an unpredictable storm. What would it be like to live in a world where every single emotion you have is amplified beyond reason? Stay with me because there is more to understand about how we survive this. Managing bipolar disorder. Finding balance in the chaos. With all this intensity, is there any way to find stability? The answer is yes, but it requires effort, patience, and the right treatment. Going back to our computer analogy, when a system is infected, it needs antivirus software to restore balance. For someone with bipolar disorder, that antivirus comes in the form of medication, therapy, and daily self-care routines. Finding the right medication is often a journey, full of trial and error, because every brain responds differently. Once the right combination is found, it must be taken consistently, like updating antivirus software every day to prevent the system from crashing. Therapy also acts as a vital tool, helping people understand their thoughts, build coping strategies, and heal from emotional wounds. Lifestyle habits, such as regular sleep, stress management, and avoiding drugs or alcohol, act as protective shields that keep the brain from being overloaded. Would you ever leave your computer unprotected from viruses? Then you'll understand why daily treatment is so crucial for people living with bipolar disorder. Let's move forward. The role of family, friends, and support systems. No one can manage bipolar disorder alone. Support from loved ones is as essential as medication. Family members and friends need to learn about the condition, almost like learning to use new software. When they understand what is happening, they can respond with patience instead of frustration, offering support instead of criticism. Education about bipolar disorder allows relationships to thrive despite the challenges. When everyone works as a team, the emotional computer runs more smoothly, and crises are reduced. How different would life feel if everyone around you truly understood your inner struggles? This is why awareness matters so much. Compassion and awareness break the stigma. Living with bipolar disorder is like fighting an invisible battle every single day. Sometimes we say or do things that others may not understand, and sometimes we even hurt the people we love without meaning to. Please remember, this is not intentional. It's a glitch in the emotional code, something that needs care, understanding, and treatment. What we need from the world is not judgment, but compassion. When society learns to replace stigma with empathy, lives can be saved. Awareness opens doors and education changes everything. Will you join the effort to break stigma and spread understanding? Every small step counts. Thank you for listening and staying with me through this mindful exploration of bipolar disorder here on Bipolar Talks. If this episode gave you a new perspective, please take a moment to like, comment, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need this understanding. Together, we can make a difference and bring hope to those who are suffering in silence. And remember, this podcast is for informational purposes only. For diagnosis, treatment, or medical advice, please consult with qualified mental health professionals who can guide you properly. Take care of yourself, stay mindful, and join me again soon for another insightful discussion here on Bipolar Talks. Until next time, keep learning, keep supporting, and keep spreading awareness to those who need it most.